Good afternoon, guys. I hope we're all sparkly. Apologies for the lack of comms recently, but I've been poorly. Boo-hoo, nobody cares, work harder. But I've had to concentrate on getting better. So I've not been to the gym. And I hate not going to the gym because I want to be physically active. Because as I've said numerous times before, we're physical beings in a world full of psychological stress. And that psychological stress is an illusion. But it's so very real, but it drags us down. But we should concentrate on what now, being present in the moment and looking around going, wow, isn't life amazing? But when you've got low testosterone, life isn't amazing. You're tired, you've got brain fog, you've got low mood, you've got low libido, the list goes on. Life is horrible. It's like tethered swimming. You're trying to swim, but you're not going anywhere because you're tied down. And that's horrible. So I quite like the saying, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. So let's break that down, because we are living in a garden, but we're warriors, we're men, we are testosterone driven. Testosterone, dopamine, reward, movement is life, be physically active. Urgh. Super important to realize that. But we're supposed to be gardeners as well, and we're not gardeners, we're warriors, which is why so many guys engage in lifting weights. And obviously the main trend right now is jiu-jitsu, human chess, man against man. And we miss that, don't we? Because we have to be nice to everybody. We have to be compliant, subservient, concordant. It's difficult. Well, it's difficult at times, especially when you're stressed. Sometimes you just want to scream. You want to let loose. You want to let that warrior out. And I suppose jiu-jitsu is a good way of doing that because it has to be controlled. So when we do lose control, we lose control, and that's harmful. So we don't want to lose control. We want to release a proportionate amount of energy and use this to be effective warriors, not just go crazy and land ourselves in trouble. Because lots of us have landed ourselves in trouble. We've been idiots because we've been in a garden and nobody has guided us through this garden to allow us to be what we are at our core, but also members of this garden. Men are protectors. We want to protect, but we're told to shut up, put up, and get on with it. So we need outlets. So as I've said numerous times before, my daily routine starts with an ice bath. And being poorly, I've not had an ice bath because I need my immune system to work on me. So we talk about ice baths being meditation on steroids. And I've missed it. And I've not been able to do it. And when I've done it, I've felt worse. So I knew I shouldn't do it. So yeah, I haven't had that same positive start to the day. Has it had a cascade effect on the rest of my day? Well, yes, it has. So I've not been as physically active as I would normally be. But I've had to work. Obviously, I've had to work. I've got to work. I've got over 3,500 patients who are all dependent on me to provide them with healthy hormone levels and hopefully guide them and support them in the journey to hormone optimization, whatever that is. Essentially, providing the foundation for normal physiology to allow you to do what? Yeah, go earn your reward. Ultimately, it's you. You're in charge. I give you the necessary support and guidance, but it's still your journey. Saw a guy today, happy as Larry, but not really earning his reward. He did his in-body and he's gained points. He's lost visceral fat. He's less chunky. He's got a little bit of lean muscle mass. And he says, I haven't done anything. It's been a year. I said, just imagine if you did do something. Who could you be? You could be the best version of yourself. This could be a superbly wonderful experience. At the moment, it's okay. And are you okay with being okay? There's nothing wrong with being okay. But I want to be the best version of myself. And in order to do that, what do I have to do? I have to work my butt off. Again, there are no days off in Mother Nature. A lion doesn't take a day off. He grinds, and so should you. So we talk about earning reward, and what the hell does that mean? Well, it means when you get to that destination, you can take your foot off the gas. No, it doesn't, does it? Effort is the reward. The reward being a destination is an illusion, because what is it? It's about the journey, not about the destination. The destination ultimately is, guess what? Yeah, you know, death. So live every single moment. And that's a fundamental flaw of our society, isn't it? Take a day off, have a mental health day. What are you going to do? Sit and ruminate about your negative symptoms? The most happy people I know are the most productive people I know. They're not chaotic, they're considered. And as I've said before, we've got a triangle. And this triangle has 3 corners. One corner is the chronicity of the hormones. The other one is the acuteness of the autonomic nervous system. And the other one is the reactiveness of the brain. Without that hormone base, you've got your acute nervous system and reactive brain searching, but there's no base. So you can't have a considered response. And we're always seeking a considered response, because what are we? We're warriors in the garden. We're not in the war. We're living in a weird, perverse, modern civilized world. And we face unprecedented levels of psychological stress, even though we're physical beings. So what should we do? We should go up and hunt, and we should go and gather, but we can't do that. So we need these outlets. And when you're young, dumb, and full of you know what, you engage in negative behaviors because nobody is there to guide you as into what you should do. And what you do is take the path of least resistance, maximum reward, which is obviously in your best interests from a survival perspective in the real world, not in this world. In this world, the path of least resistance leads to a short-term reward, which is not sustainable because there's been no effort applied to attaining the reward. And as I've said before, the reward is an illusion. You must understand that. There is no destination. So with low testosterone and this tethered swimming, not going anywhere, it's miserable. You are miserable and you don't want to be miserable. So you jump on testosterone replacement therapy. Hopefully, if you have a noggin, you will microdose testosterone, cypionate, and HCG. That should be the starting point for everybody's TRT journey. The science is there. Pharmacokinetics. It's very logical and obvious. So, you start testosterone. All those things that you engaged in before to try and make yourself better, like looking at your sleep, looking at your stress levels, looking at your nutrition, looking at your exercise, that didn't work, will now work with the right mindset. Mindset is key. I can still wake up and decide to see the glass as half empty, but I decide to see the glass as half full. If there wasn't that conscious decision, ultimately, it would be a drab grey, because life is about experiencing contrast. So, physiology, incredibly important to realize there's no stasis. Homeostasis requires contrast. You can't establish balance without contrast. For the hero, fear is both a challenge and a task. And only boldness can deliver from fear. And if the risk is not taken, somehow the meaning of life is violated. And the whole future is condemned to a staleness, a damp grey lit only by will-o'-the-wisps. Understand the need for you to take action, affirmative action, to be the best version of yourself, to move forwards with confidence, look forwards, not behind. The shadow is always there. Move towards the light. As I've said numerous times before, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Ultimately, You are in charge. You are the director of your own real-time movie. Be the best version of yourselves.